opened Facebook.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, we've got a special guest today. Who is this, Max?
Well, this is our secret weapon. This is Susie.
Uh-oh.
You might know her from Intuitive Taurus Moon. She is a sensitive. She is a witch. She is a lot of things. Aren't you a witch?
Bro, that's a little
Wow.
I thought you were a
aggressive.
witch.
I would say medium.
I'd say I'm more of a medium.
Look.
I don't really identify with a lot of things. I'm an omniist, man.
Bro, I don't
There
want
you go.
Max, I do not want you to describe me then. You're coming off a little strong right now.
Look, I said it with a W. I said it with a W.
Oh, okay. Not the ba-ba-ba-ba. Gotcha.
That makes it better. That
Yeah.
makes it better.
Right.
How's everybody's week been going?
Cannot complain. I cannot
Glad to
complain. You
hear
forgot to introduce the quokka. or piper.
Oh, and in the lower corner, that's Quokka. Quokka
that's
is
our
our
new
spirit
mascot?
animal.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Quokka makes
so-
us laugh when things get too heavy. We look at Quokka.
So this week, I will start off. This week has been amazing. We are doing the show from on-site at a resort off location, which has been really awesome. 117 last week, 111 yesterday. But the
How do you
pool,
breathe?
now the pool's in the lazy river. They even got a river named after me. Come on now. We had to.
It's a win.
Yeah, win-win. We stayed on the lazy river all day. I've never been sunburned before, but I've been sunburned today, which is cool.
Glad to hear it.
A different feeling.
Do you want to
Glad to hear
lend
it.
me some melanin? I'm kind of missing a lot.
Poor thing. We'll get you some bronzer for Christmas.
Oh, Lord, I'll look like a pumpkin. Then we'll do that for Halloween.
There you go.
But,
There you go.
We should be back just in time to get ready for our investigation, our Magic Valley Paranormal investigation that will be going on. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is the 17th.
It's the 10th. Yeah, you got
It's
the 10th. Right.
Yes,
Saturday the 15th.
Saturday the 15th. It is going to. Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Muddy. It'll be Saturday the 15th. We're looking forward to that. We are going to go to. Do you remember where we're going, Max? I'm putting you on
We
the
are
spot,
going
brother.
to Striker Ranch.
Yeah.
Is that how I say it, Susie?
Yep,
Yes.
Striker Ranch.
Yeah.
So
It's
can
not,
you
not
kind of?
Hidden Valley, it's not saucy. It's going to be spicy.
Okay, cool. So have you ever been there, Susie?
I have not, so I'm really
Okay.
excited. I love ghost towns.
So this is. I've only heard some stuff about it. I know that Doc, you and Pumpkin Girl took a cruise out there the other day. What's it laid out like?
There's like a cemetery off to the right. It's a good half a mile off, and then there are some like old, what are they called, wet cellars back in the day, where they would dig them underneath, and there's some like a post office and whatnot all the way around there. I kind of felt some stuff in the wet cellar, and definitely got a lot of, lack of better words, heebie-jeebies, lit up like a fire Roman candle at the cemetery.
Sweet.
There are
Sweet.
some very unsettled spirits in that cemetery where, yeah, they wanted to let me know that they were there.
So is it
Well-
more like a family ranch, or is it more like almost like a half of a town type of a?
I believe it was
States.
the first town they kind of like settled there, to where the people that were traveling through would stop. I guess it had a post office. It had a place where they reshoe horses,
Oh,
and the cemetery, because people wouldn't make it on their journeys.
sure. Kind of like Walnut Grove.
Yeah. From the
What's
little
Walnut
house
Grove?
on the Prairie. prairie, but whatever. Yeah. Oh no! Wait! My Hispanic is showing.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, so so I'm really excited. This Muddy and I are gonna cruise out there, and yeah, there's those inside jokes that always hit, and yeah, and that's okay because I'll get hit, so it's all good. It's all good. So, we brought Susie on, and like I said, you might know Susie from Intuitive Taurus Moon. She's a very gifted individual, but that's not her whole life. Susie's done a lot of things right now, and or in her life. And what do you do currently, Susie?
So currently, I work in the mental health field. I work with clients that struggle with social skills and like depression, anxiety management, those kind of things. And I teach them skills to be able to cope with day-to-day life, because we all have those struggles. But when you add on some extra challenges, it can get really tough. And so that's kind of what I do. And I also do some life coaching on the side, right, Doc?
Yes, ma'am.
And
yes, ma'am.
and just like try to help people just navigate, because we all need help. We all need friends.
Sure. Sure.
So my background, I have been in the mental health field and special education, those kind of things for, oh goodness, like over 30 years. I'm dating myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot. I need
no kidding. Well, and it's funny is I think that we're all intertwined. Dave and I, from the law enforcement background, we dealt with a lot of people that were confused or had problems, and and we both have had it. I mean, up close and personal. So what you do, some people might not understand, but there's a huge call for it now. In your excuse me, in your however many years, have you seen a progression of people that, will say, for the lack of a better term, that need your help? Is there been like a progression?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Well, so I have some theories. So some of it, okay, it's not just mental health I've done, it's developmental disabilities as well. So I've been seeing more of that. And I think a lot of it has to do with some environmental factors. So, like microplastics, chemicals being added to our food, changing our DNA and our genetics. And then we don't have as good a nutrition as we used to. And they're actually starting to find a connection between the gut and the brain. So getting those good probiotics put back into our body that we've been missing for so long, since pretty much like antibiotics were invented. You start taking some of those, the big strains of them, and it actually can help to relieve a lot of the anxiety and depression and stuff. And there's a big link to that between your gut and your brain health. So that's part of it. On the other side, on the woo-woo end, there is definitely more, because honestly, I've even seen in my career where I've met like kids that you think are, maybe they have a specific mental condition. And after talking to them, I find out that it's actually, they're gifted like me, right. or they have an attachment that we actually need to get rid of. It's really, really fascinating. But I think the landscape of mental health has changed, and they're much more accepting about the daily stressors, adding nutrition in, meditation, prayer, fasting, getting out into nature and grounding, and like implementing some kind of spiritual practice. You know what I'm saying? That helps.
Definitely.
A lot of people have really gone away from, their connection to source. And I think that has also shifted it a bit too. So that was my long diatribe of what's going on. But
so
absolutely, I tend to agree with you 100%. Working in the behavioral health field in this time, it is the exact same thing. When we do our assessments and they come in, we're looking at, all 6 dynamics, the biopsychosocial, and you basically take a look. And again, spirituality is a big one, history. And I know right now that being gifted or having attachments is not part of that biopsychosocial, but some of us who are gifted tend to add that into that other mental health dynamic, where we start asking questions like, do you believe in other entities? Do you believe in this? What is your religious background? Where are you grounded at?
and it's so funny because so I've worked through different agencies throughout my lifetime, and they won't say, like, I mean, it's more open now than it used to be, but they don't really talk about it like on the surface. But if you talk to the counselors privately and say, hey, I think this person's got this XYZ going on that's outside of the mental health realm, they're like, fully on board. They're like, oh yeah, yep, something needs to be done.
Most of our experienced mental health workers have already been exposed to that already. That's the thing. You get your new mental health workers just out of college, just hitting the streets and gonna change the world. Oh dear Lord, good luck trying to convince them, of anything other than books. But you get somebody who's been out there for a while and has been down the road, it's a lot easier to help people who need it spiritually.
And if those fresh out of college counselors and stuff, they've got one thing. I mean, I've got one thing on them that they don't have, because they're in an office behind a desk usually, or next to them on the couch. I go in their homes. I go into their spaces. So I know exactly where it's coming from, and they don't have that kind of opportunity, and they don't run like maybe full bore into like some kind of attachment into someone's house or have things flying at them. I mean, that's legit. It's happened. So
yeah. So that was going to be my next, my kind of my next in ground. The have you ever? I mean, because back in the day, right? We've all heard all the stories back in the day about people going into asylums because they had this or they had that, or predominantly women that would go through postpartum or depression. Well, heck, just go put her in Waverly Sanatorium or something like that.
We'll go get you a new one.
Yeah, exactly. I think that sometimes, and it's a huge disservice, because we did not know as much as 20 years ago when I was inside, and everything has just kind of come so full. I don't want to say full circle, but we've progressed a lot. Mm-hmm. And I remember dealing with predominantly, and it was in my situation, it was bizarre because you don't see a lot of males that are going through stuff. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. We did have, exactly.
I beg to differ there, my friend.
Well, see, like I said, in my instance, yeah, a lot of females were interesting, and we didn't know how to deal with them at my level. We did have techs that would come in, and mental health workers and medical that would come in, but we could only do so much. Now, and as we progressed, I did see a lot of males, and you get to that point where it's like, I mean, and I've told you the story about doing walkthroughs. You think this guy is, he's not all there, and you ask him why he's sleeping on the ground. He goes, because the ghost won't let me sleep on the bunk. And you always think the kind of stuff, okay, he's discounted. He's this, that, and the other. But what happens? We think they're sick, and
They're
they're
50 or
actually, their
50
gifts
or-
are so friggin' on point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're talking to you, and yeah.
A lot of us that are gifted do end up with mental health labels. So
Oh, yeah.
I have found a lot of them that they'll say that they are schizophrenic because they hear or see things. And I have to talk to them specifically and say, okay, tell me about your experience with who it is you talk to, or what do they say? What's your interaction? And I can
Right.
tell you whether, it's
Yeah.
an attachment or something else, or they have gifts, or it actually is. But because my theory, this is just my opinion, there is not that many schizophrenic as you think. Truly.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. And,
And then
if
also-
you've noticed, I'm not sure if you've done any statistics, but in the past, and we're not even going too far back, maybe 30, 40 years ago, there were more diagnoses for schizophrenics than there are today, because today,
Oh, yeah.
spiritual realm is on social media. We've got people on
Right.
TikTok reaching out every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Hopefully I'll get back on it.
And what I'm saying is, it is more open. It is more, because I remember growing up and parents telling me, you will not mention anything that you see or anything that you talk to or anything that talks to you, because they will
Don't
lock
talk
you
about
up and we will never see you. And it was a scary show, man.
That was legit, because I got told the same thing. Don't tell people about it because they'll lock you up. They'll put you in the psych ward. So just keep it quiet.
Exactly.
Even though
And,
my whole family does it, and we're all looking at the same thing at the same time going, huh.
We're all gonna get locked up together.
we're going on a family plan. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
We all don't have to pay rent. Yay!
And we're going to get kind of fed. So do you think that it was easier? You talked about kind of painting with a broader brush back then. Do you think it was just easier for people to be discounted back then? Do you think that it was at that point where it's like, yeah, George is cool, but he's nuts. And I kind of think that George was kind of like, he saw stuff, but after a while you get to shut up because people don't take you seriously, or they discount you until you make that friggin'.
If you think about it, like us growing up and the generation before was very, very conservative, and
Yes.
you've got to follow the letter of the law and the church law or whatever, religion they subscribe to. And then we had the whole satanic panic thing.
Oh, heck yeah. That was
and that
wild.
did not help. And so anything could have been associated with, evil, devil, all this stuff. And so you just kept your mouth shut. You just didn't talk about a lot of that because you didn't want someone to socially
be shunned.
Yeah, you'd be shunned. You'd be locked up. Nobody would want to hire you or be your boyfriend, girlfriend, those kind of things. It just didn't happen. So
and it's so weird because I can imagine, because like I said, my gift, if I have a gift, my gift is not as apparent as you guys' gifts. Now, when I say that, you guys are like, when I was going through my stuff, and you both reached out to me, and I'm like, sensitive, I swear. But I mean, like I said, you knew that something was going on with me, and you both at that time were like, hey, look, what's up? So,
well, you want to know something else funny? I almost wore that exact shirt, and I went to put it on, and I'm like, nope, I better not. And there it is. So you want to talk about us like reading you? You got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and like I said, so with both of you, because I know I've seen you in action, and I've seen Doc in action, and I've seen Muddy in action, and Muddy she's just tried to, no, don't say, and it goes back to the don't say it, don't see it. So and it's interesting because, like I said,
wait, I've got something I have to ask you right now. Every sensitive that I've been talking to, and I've reached out to Susie, so Susie already knows the answer to this. And I want to know if you or Muddy have noticed more spiritual activity within the last, 3 weeks back, starting 3.5 weeks back, more visual spiritual activity.
Me personally,
Without discounting stuff or saying it was something else.
I'll tell you right now, Mad Max has not noticed it. It's been around him, but he hasn't noticed it. But he has had some pretty wicked dreams, and those are them.
Whoa,
Okay.
snap!
All right. Yeah.
You have had
Okay.
them.
And that was the hesitation. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's been a while since you hung out with me, huh?
Yeah. It's been a while.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
So that's funny because I just heard
Even Muddy, you hear in the background, snap.
And when you said that, all I heard was "don't." But again, and we've talked about this. I don't dream. I mean, I know that we all dream, whatever, but I don't dream. I don't, and I'll stand behind that. Last night, I had 3 separate dreams, and I was being drugged. My big old butt being drugged through a house. And it was just somebody tried to knock me off the bed, and it was just like, holy! I don't know. I'm sure that there's people out there that in my past life or whatever, they might not like me that much, but I don't think it's them. I think it's because I was just like, and I when I woke up,
it's not bad. It is your family. The house represents your family. So Doc knows why it's been going on because we talked about it. Now, over the past week or so, I've been visited by several dead relatives and had several house dreams. And my birds, like you guys seen those videos before, they're going off like crazy the last 3 days. So they're here. And it was talking to me at least about connecting with family and ancestors and sometimes breaking those toxic ties. Max, your dad was in those dreams, and he's the one that can knock your butt around. Okay? So he's the one that's like, yo, you need to do that inner work. Let's get this stuff all, because it all goes generations back. You know what I mean? So those things that he pointed out to you in your dreams that you need to work on, that's what you need to focus on. I know that there's a couple pieces in those dreams that you really latched onto and they've stuck with you. That's on purpose. He's trying to send you a message. Okay.
I just had this same conversation with a stepdaughter today about generational work. We leave our generational traumas, and it is up to us to change them.
Yeah. So, because he knows you're very passionate about family and about connections and stuff. And there is a reunion of sorts that you are going to be having coming up that it doesn't matter whether it's on this side or the other, but he's talking about some kind of a reunion. So whether it's like you have to sit down and say, that time grandpa did X, Y, and Z to me. I understand he was a different generation, and I feel bad that had happened. But I forgive him because he did not have the same mindset that I have now. So those are the kinds of things, they might feel minor to you, but that's the kind of energy that your dad's pushing through. Like that type of reunions, those type of forgiveness type of energies. I mean, I've got some family here that I don't want to see. Okay. But I can forgive them from afar. And I've got some on the other side that I can still work on forgiving and, and just even sending them my energy and saying, I hope you advance. I hope you find peace, those kind of things. But so what I was telling Doc is so they call it Lionsgate, which is August 8th. It's a big, huge energetic portal. And it's energy doesn't go by calendars. Okay. I've told you guys that before, right? That it comes in like a wave because it's just like, like a river. And so those last 3 weeks, it's been building and building and building. It's beginning to dissipate now, but that's where you are going to have a lot of family, friends, other side connections come through. You're going to see things, hear things, know things. Your knowing is going to be super strong, like Kim, her knowing.
Dreaming, serious dreaming.
And also on the flip side of that is like, you guys can seriously just use this time right now to manifest things that you want in your life and things you don't want in your life. You can say, dear universe, please remove this thing that I've been dealing with. I'm tired of it. I give it back to you. Whatever. Help me resolve it. It's a very, very powerful time to do that. So the energy is still here. It's probably going to be here. I'm here in 7. So probably another 7 days before it bleeds out. Anyway, that was long.
You're right, Max.
Sorry.
Deep breaths, man.
Bubba.
3 deep breaths.
And
3 deep breaths.
It's like I said,
we ground.
I'm trying to do the woosah, right? Hold on.
Yeah, we ground.
Doing
there
the
you
woosah,
go.
right?
Woosah.
Or back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. That'll bring you back.
Okay.
He's doing neurological.
Yeah. Back, forth,
I can't.
Back,
I can't. It just.
Tap on your legs. Tap on your legs. Back, forth, back, forth.
So, Max, I would sit down and write down those dreams that you've had lately, especially since you don't dream very often. Very significant. If you can write down the entirety of what you remember, you're going to recall more as you write it down. And then you can come back and study it here and there and just pick up the messages that they want you to work on.
Cool. Okay. Well, I really didn't mean for this to be about me.
It never is.
I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate to have people that love me, so I'm there. So going back.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I gotta regroup for a minute.
Okay. Deep breaths. So like I was saying, during these last couple of weeks, I have been really, really, really having these really strong dreams. Where I am more playing out a role, whether it be, and I know it's not or the actual act that I'm doing, murdering somebody, but it is removing something out of my life. So Pumpkin Girl needs to relax and chill out. It was, but
you can't kick her in your sleep, right?
Well, I still have, I still kick around, and I'm a very active sleeper, bless her heart. But
poor girl.
Yeah, but it's a lot of the meaning behind our actions in our dreams. A lot of what we're feeling, a lot of what, whether we're removing stuff, it's not actual the murder of the person, but. It can be.
If you have dreams like murder, it can, on the psychological side, it's working through those emotions, those anger, hatred, those really strong ones. And on the spiritual side, it's also removing those feelings as well. And so it's actually not murdering someone. It's
removing those negative emotions that are there. Yeah. We're working through them.
Yeah, just this last week, this is probably TMI, but I was like in the shower washing my face, and I was thinking about how much I couldn't believe, like I'm not late, right? But the mortgage payment, how much extra late fees they tack on, and I was just kind of doing the math. I'm like, wow, that really sucks, right? As I'm scrubbing my face, and then my mother appeared, and I felt her, and I was like, oh, hey, because my mom doesn't visit very often, okay? And then later on that night, I had dreams about my mom and my dad, and then once again about a house, about cleaning out the house. And then I had another one a few nights later about my dad's sister and her husband, where I needed to take them back to their home and help them restructure it. And so there's more than one aspect in there. Like one was asking for help, and the other one was like, hey, we still got some stuff to work on here, right? Yeah. So, and like I said, I don't actually dream about them too often, but it's pretty significant when I do. and I can feel them there. So, and they're around you all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know we had our mother-in-law around us not too long ago, and I still feel her every once in a while. When that song pops into my head, I'm little but I'm loud. Oh boy, that was her.
Cute. Yeah, the past few weeks I've seen a lot more activity in my home, because I've told you, Doc, that my home is like 125 years old. And I see the original owners quite often, and I can hear them moving through the house, footsteps, children's laughter when I'm alone, the door opening, smelling cigarette smoke. So, yep. And I've even run my little ghost app in my room, which is probably not a smart thing for me to do. But I get the little stick figure in my closet all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I get words coming through, And
I stopped doing that. I'm like,
well,
no.
I know. I was just curious because I literally heard somebody walk from my bathroom into my bedroom, and I was like, oh, hello, who are you? And so I turned it on, and it was just one of them visiting, but they were talking about one of my deceased cousins. So
okay, it was a message.
Yeah, it was. I don't usually like, as my dad would say, and I'm not going to swear, but poop in my own mess kit. That's what he would always say. So I don't do it at home unless I'm like reading for people, but out in the field. Yeah. If I got to read the whole place, then we'll turn stuff on.
Yeah. I my house, when we first moved in there, very calm, nothing in there. Let me rephrase that. Nothing stood out when we were there, because there's never been a place where I've been where supposedly it wasn't haunted or whatnot.
It's not the places, right, Doc? It's
I know it's not the place. I know it's me, but this house that we just recently bought and moved into was calm, and nothing stood out, nothing peeked around corners or anything like that, which was cool. And oh boy, just recently, it has been. I've had to clean it out several times, and they keep coming back. It's because, like I said, it's like the darkest room possible, and somebody flicks that Bic lighter, and that's you. You're the lighter. Yeah, so they go right towards the light. I'm sorry, Max. I did not mean to throw you off your game.
No. It's just like, and I should know this, because when I'm talking to you guys, you're like,
we play off each other. I don't know if you could see that.
Yeah, Muddy does that too. But I just thought it's because she settled for me. But you guys do this thing where you're like, yeah. So no,
for Doc and I, that really helps, especially where we are in the mental health field. We can, I don't know if it's the same for Doc, but like me, I can literally see into them, what they're hiding, the trauma, the past things that have happened, what they need to work on. I can see it. I mean, I'll let them say it unless it's something that needs to be immediately addressed. But
you are doing it as you're speaking right now.
Huh?
You're doing that as you're speaking right now. You're looking into the camera, and you're looking right through me, because I can feel it.
I was going to tell you a very interesting story if you would like to hear one. I won't mention any names, and I'll be kind of vague about the details. But years ago, I did have a client that they said was schizophrenic, right? And we were driving along in the car, and all of a sudden she started telling me about, she was like, well, yeah, I'm schizophrenic. That's what they said, and blah, blah, blah. And I just turned to her and I said, okay. I said, so this person that talks to you, does he look like this? Does he look like he took who is the KFC guy? What's his name?
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, if you took Colonel Sanders with the bow tie and everything, and you shriveled him up, made him old and ugly with sharp, pointy teeth, I said, that's the one that's telling you to hurt yourself? And she just about crapped a biscuit. Okay. And I said, okay, you've got an attachment. This is what you need to do in order to get rid of it. And I said, we're going to work on this. We'll need to approach your mom, talk to her about the situation. Another time when I had taken her back home and dropped her off, as soon as I had let her go into the house. As I was driving away, she immediately called me and said, come back, come back. She said, it's in here and everything's moving. And I was like, oh crap. So I just busted in there, opened the door, and the lights were still flashing off and on, and the cupboard doors were still slamming. And I kicked it out immediately because she was all alone, just this little girl.
It was,
and then we had to call, on her religious beliefs to have them come in and bless her and bless the home. Well, I ended up helping her quite a bit. And then unfortunately, years later, that entity did stop by and chuckled and said, I have her back now. And unfortunately, she had made a choice to dabble back into things that got her in that position in the first place. So like I was saying, you deal with mental health stuff but sometimes it's pretty dang obvious where it's coming from. I mean, that's one that I've had where I got to see everything going on. That
last story where they come back and gloat is so common, and I cannot stand that.
I know. I told him, I was like, yo, that's her problem. She chose it. So you can leave me alone. Go away. So,
and that's the hard part, especially like when you're like, that kind of goes to the hand of fire. Don't touch it. It's hot. Don't touch it. It's hot. So, but I'm kind of putting all my stuff away. And please don't apologize.
Sorry, bro.
I do appreciate
it.
See,
that was the gift right there. He told me to do not apologize before I even said anything.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so
it can.
You're talking about sometimes
it can, money.
Sorry.
It can. It depends on the individual and depends on attachments or where they're at mentally.
With depression and oppression. Because I've had one that says that they hear voices, and I said, well, tell me about it. They started talking about it, and I said, oh, yeah, that's your depression talking. Do not listen. Tell it to go away. We're going to do this. So, and it's not bipolar and it's not schizophrenic. It's different. But there's differences, Doc, with the depression and the oppression. Because the oppression is the spiritual side.
A lot of the times with people who do not believe in spirituality, spirits, or stuff like that, I usually use do not entertain negative self-talk.
Yes.
To where this is, we need to change the negative self-talk. Once you start hearing yourself tell you in your mind negative self-talk, you need to turn it around and tell yourself, no, I am worthy, I am good, I am this, and and if they're spiritual or if they're religious, you go to their deity and you have them pray it out and continue to go that route. And there's different ways that we use it. I don't want to say manipulation. It is, help me out here.
Influencing, but
influencing, and
we like lead and guide to here.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how you're supposed to do as a counselor, is let them have the aha moments. You just kind of
show it to them,
unless you have to
guide them in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. And actually, a lot of autistic people they have gifts and abilities. They can see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I've
so,
got
yeah,
2 grandkids who are autistic, and that is the very first thing I felt it as soon as I walked in there. And being able to talk to them and asking them, do you see grandma in here? And where's grandma at? And then my daughter, she's gifted as well. She doesn't like to talk about it or anything else. She's just, totally, no, don't tell me about it. And her children, I'll ask, so where's your grandma at? And then they'll point right to the room, and I'm like, well, she's right there. Yeah. She's here to take care of you guys. And
did you answer Muddy's question, bipolar fall in the same?
Yeah, we did.
Cool.
It doesn't fall in the same thought as schizophrenic sometimes, but they can be kind of weird. Even like
because there's bipolar 1, 2, 3, and they have different classifications, and some of them do have voices, but they're not considered schizophrenic. There's a lot of different the DSM has so many different diagnoses now.
And there's a lot of things that can overlap, like ADHD and autism. They can look just alike, and manic depression can also look a lot like a personality disorder. I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot. But
and then you add substance use to that, and there's so much other mimicking things right on top of everything.
See, and that was going to be the next question I had. Substance abuse in somebody that's got gifts or something like that, because we've all heard about the self-medication. We've all heard about the self-medication. Excuse me. You hear about the. I can't get money.
Don't recommend it. Do not recommend doing any substance. It makes it.
And that's the problem, because I can tell you from my background, they can't get they go to jail to get right, and they eat 3 meals a day, and they get clean, and they get somewhat sober, and they go out, but they can't continue to use the medication, so they do self-medicate. They get drunk, or they'll and people are like, oh, you know what, they're just drug users or whatever, but they're not. There's an underlying, a lot of times, and like I said, I've seen it working. There's that there's that one person that it's like, yeah, I really don't want to do this, but this is what I have to do. And it's sad. It's really sad. So
I've seen people in narcotic psychosis that are spiritually gifted and locked into where the veil is just not there, and they are totally freaking out, and it's just a matter of conversations and whatnot to help them realize what is really going on, and hopefully they remember and retain it. But a lot of the times, unfortunately, whether they're self-medicating or whatnot, once if they relapse, a lot of the times it takes them right back to that no veil narcotic psychosis, which is
I felt really bad because I do have a young friend that does have some schizophrenic, and he is very gifted. Poor little guy ended up in the state hospital. And this side note, that is known to be very, very haunted. Very.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yes. And he actually was allowed to call and talk to me a couple times, so that I could kind of like help him make sense of what was what and what to do while he was in there. Because he was like, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm experiencing. And he was telling me, there's another person in here I know that's absolutely hosting and is trying to get me to do stuff. And I'm like, yep, you need to stay the heck away from him, and it was just, I felt really bad because, like you said, right from, the pan to the fire with the poor kid.
Yeah. And it's funny. So when in your line of work, I mean, that is something that you guys see on the regular, but there's a medium that had a TV show for a while. She's got this huge hair. It's like that tall.
I really want to take a blow dart to her. I just want to like knock it down like a tree trunk. I'm sorry.
So, but anyhow, her thing is she's overwhelmed. She's got to go talk to somebody in person. I got to come right up to you and say, hey, you know what? XYZ 1, 2, 3 is what's going on with you right now. Mm-hmm. Have you ever? And I know that we've talked privately a lot of times, but have you ever been to like? No, I'm not going to say cemetery because I already know that answer. But like to Walmart, I know that you've had encounters at Walmart and big areas like that, big public areas. Tell us something a little bit about what would go on in a Walmart for you just on a Saturday
Well,
afternoon?
yeah, so this is my whole life. It's been happening. My kids are so very used to it. But I will just walk around like Walmart or, the grocery store or something, and and people will just come up to me and they think they know me, and they'll start just spilling their guts to me about everything that's going on in their life and asking me for advice. I end up usually doing a tiny little mini counseling session and then send them on their way. And then my kids are like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
No clue. Yeah.
Happens all the time. But like Doc was saying, so even when I'm in the store, because I was texting Doc the other day and was telling him about being in Goodwill, and I got recognized by a spirit that was in there. It was giving me a real dirty look, like really ticked off at me, and I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." It appeared as a young boy in like early 90s summer clothes, the little bright tank tops and like
Sure.
bright shorts, probably like 3 or 4, but just evil, angry looking. And it was just like like staring at me, and I'm like, "Oh, well, aren't you interesting?" I'm like, "You can stay there." And then as I was leaving, then I got a phone call from Katie at home, and she was like, "Mom," she's like, "There's something going on here. I'm hearing banging and knocking," and she's like, "There's things moving." And I'm like, "Cleanse the house now." And so I told her, I said, "This is what's going on." He noticed me, the noticing, right? And so he's trying to check out, my space. And I'm like, "Kick him out." So both ends happen. I get the live ones and the not live ones. So just walking around anywhere.
The first time you get recognized by spirits or entities or whatever you want to call them, it is kind of unnerving the first couple of times, where it's like, what the hell? I mean, like, what did I do? But yeah, it's
just because, like I said, you're like that big
Yeah.
lighter in the dark. You're just glowing. I mean, because I literally get babies that leave leave their parents and come to me in the stores. It scares the poop out of me, because I'm like, "Please go back to your parent," because
Yeah.
they just walk up to me. And then I had like one, I was in the line and they were in the basket, and she was just grinning at me, and I started talking to her, and she started speaking back. And Mom turned around and freaked out. She says that is the first time she's ever spoken. She's like, "What the hell did you just do?" I said, "Nothing. I'm just talking to her." So, and animals follow me everywhere. I have got a collection of them here. So, yeah, people are like, "Oh, they're super aggressive." And I'm like, "Yeah, bring them on. Come here. I'll show you. They're fine." So, because they have their own traumas and personalities and all of that too. So, yeah.
We have
Question.
We actually, our neighbors they're young, I'm going to say mid-30s or whatever, and they went through some domestic stuff, and of course they're separating, and it's for the better, right? But they have a cat, and this cat, he's so vocal, very vocal. And every time Muddy goes outside, this cat's got to be right beside of her.
Yeah.
Do you know
and it's just so funny, because I'll talk to him and I have no idea. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, and not discounting him by no means, but I'll feed him and I'll pet him and all this, that, and the other. Him and friggin' Muddy will be having a full on conversation. and she's laying in the yard with him, and he's laying in the yard. But it's funny, it's because of the trauma you talk about. His mom, I'm sure he saw things happen with his mom and dad.
Yes.
And that bothers them because he can't fix that.
Mm-hmm. Well, also it's that level of that tension too. You know how you walk into a room and that there's just been
energy.
A fight, and you can feel it. The animals do not like that energy, that negative energy and the tension like that. And so you two are peaceful. And that's why Kitty Cat is also very drawn, because you guys have a very calming, especially Muddy has a very calming energy. And Kitty is like, "I need some of that." That's why I'm coming to her, because she brings me peace. So, animals are very sensitive. I'll get migraines, and the cats will come into my room and they will curl up right by my head. And I don't have to tell anybody that I've got one. The cat knows.
The cat. See, and that's so funny because he will. We are not allowed to have. I mean, in the house that we live in right now, we don't have any animals, and he will actually dart in. And I'm usually right, so I've got my hands full. I got my tablet, I got my phone, I got put my flag up, and I'm like, here, dude is just in the house and down the hallway looking for Muddy. And the other day, he got chased by another. There's a jerk cat that lives somewhere, and I opened the door and I went out to yell at the other cat, and friggin' Javi just comes in and just lays on the floor, and Muddy's like, "Oh hey." You know, she was out watering the yard and comes back and he's laying in the front room. And I'm like, what in the.
Have you ever heard about the cat distribution system?
No.
Yeah, you don't choose cats; they choose you.
Oh well, yeah, definitely.
And then once you get one, you kind of collect them like little water droplets. That's why I have 4 now.
Before we moved, we had so many feral cats that all wanted to live there. They all wanted to be around me. They all wouldn't let me touch them, but they all wouldn't, they just be around me. Like, it was just.
They know they're safe with you. That's why they like
exactly
that energy.
And I can walk out. He's got a couple places that he lays. He'll lay under the window of our bedroom. He'll lay right in front of the door, or he'll lay right in front of the window here. And it's just so funny because I'm like, hey buddy, how you, and he, like I said, he talks so much. And I'm not really a cat guy. I don't hate him by no means. I don't think there's really any animal that I hate. I mean, come on, look at that quokka. You gotta love it. And I love the quokka. But it's funny is this dude, he just kind of, once they moved in, cruises around. I'm sure, because I know for true he gets fed by these guys over here. The next door neighbors feed him. And it's just so funny to watch. And he's just like, working at, hey, how you doing?
He's working the crowd.
Yeah.
He is. He knows what's up.
Well, and also spiritually, cats are protectors. So they will keep negative things out and away from you guys. So keep feeding him, pet him, love him.
Heck That's yeah. Oh, he's cool.
It's really
he
special.
Is so chill. It's just so funny to watch him. So funny to watch him. And his mom is supposed to come and get him in a couple of weeks when she gets to where she can be. So it's going to be a bummer for him to leave. So, but it is what it is.
Just enjoy your time right now.
Yeah. So, and him and Muddy are pretty tight. So that's all good. That's all good.
I pet the street cats out here. Let me tell you, I've literally they don't come to anybody, but I'll sit down and be like, hey kitty, and then. So,
it's just so funny. It's we will be somewhere, going to somebody's house and whatever. Her daughter and son-in-law's house. They have 2 dogs, and those dogs will go. I'll come in, Muddy will go in, and they're like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And they will go right to Muddy. At least they acknowledge me.
Like,
hey, what's up? They're all, we're headed to Nana.
She's the main one, and you're the spare. That's what it is.
Apparently, I'm just the lap.
Yeah,
I'm the lap. And
that's so cute.
So it's and people don't. When I was growing up, it was a different thing. The dogs were outside. Our dogs were outside. It was just the way it was, and that's the house that I grew up in.
Me too.
You fed them, you went and cleaned up after them. It's like, oh my god. And I never that's just the way we grew up. And now I've never been on these calls because I didn't work then, but somebody's going to be on a house fire and oh my god, go get my baby. And these friggin' guys are going back in the building looking for a baby, and come to find out it's a cat, it's a pup, it's a ferret, it's whatever. And that's what people, and if that's what people need to do, go for it. I'm down.
Get it, don't you? Every life is precious. That's the thing. I mean, even though we're meat eaters and stuff, like hunting growing up, that's why my dad taught me is whenever we downed an animal, we would always sit down and say a prayer and give thanks. And thank the animal for its life. And take it home. So I do appreciate it all, because we're only here for a short time. Just got to learn and be grateful and keep growing as people.
That is
And
exactly.
as we get older, that time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Why'd you have to bring that up, Doc? Why'd you have to bring
man.
that up?
It goes with the title. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. And what's funny is just like I look at stuff. I just had a birthday and I look at stuff so different.
Wait. You just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Max.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And how old would we be, Max?
There's going to be 3 questions. Muddy, you need to be quiet. Number 1, how old do I look? How old do I act? And how old do I wish I was?
Okay, look. I'm going to be generous and say 40. I'll be honest and say 50.
40,
act. You've got that 5-year-old sense of humor still. We both do.
It's more 12, but
yeah. Okay, 12. Yeah. And feel. Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we died like 2 centuries ago, bro.
Are you kidding? You kidding? My body hurt. I'm sitting in a chair and my body hurts.
I'm telling you, trying to keep up with these grandkids, it's.
That's good for you, builds character.
Yeah, well, and they wrestle me, and I'm the old grandma lady. What the crap?
Stop. Yeah, old, whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally interrupted your entire segue there. My bad. Let me go back. I had to recognize Max's birthday because that's just that you can't just squeeze that in there and not let anybody know that you're the man, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Happy birthday.
You got to be recognized, my friend. You got to be recognized.
Well, I appreciate that. In fact, Muddy and I have been talking about, getting a lot more outside and getting some physical. And so we just went and joined a gym just to get outside. And it's going to be one of those things where my ripped huge days are over. But you know what? Just to get a little bit more healthy. So
very good.
If you guys want me to drag you around, all you got to do is say.
No.
No.
You know what? No. And people ask that nobody, they're like, you're afraid of her. And I go, no, it's a healthy respect. Are you kidding me? But yeah, so that's,
I'll get you guys outside.
She keeps me
yeah,
in check.
but you won't be able to pick us up from the floor and drag us back in. That's the bad part.
Yeah, not climbing on no rocks. Yeah, that's true. We're not going to.
Well, I did drag them around on a few mountaintops, with just a little jeepy or two, and that's still getting out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So I did come up with a theme song for you.
For me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh boy, here we go.
You ready?
Sure. Yeah. It better not be Little House on the Prairie or you're dead meat. Go ahead.
Oh my God! Did you know they remade that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Did
lame.
they really?
Yeah. So it starts off with, it's kind of like the Spider-Man theme. It's tiny Jeep.
Oh yeah.
Jeep, does those big old huge feats. Sees a trail on the rise. Goes right up it like the big guys. Look out! Here comes the tiny Jeep. Huh? I'm creative.
Write that down and send it. Yeah, they made fun of me because I was following them through the creeks, and I was like, "Tiny Jeep, tiny Jeep."
Yeah. So, and what's funny
cool.
is kind of like you and Muddy are kind of cut from the same cloth, because I know she'll be like, "You wanna?" and I'll be like, no, and then I don't tell her no, because I know she wants to drive up that friggin' hill, and as much as it scares her, she's that adrenaline junkie when it comes to that kind of stuff. She loves that kind of stuff, and
you're just talking me into nagging you guys some more.
I'm very happy to be able to go with her on that kind of stuff.
Well, and that's the thing here, back to our mental health thing, Mad Max, is fear can be another thing is growth. So don't be afraid to try something new. Yeah, that hill might look steep from the bottom, but once you get going, that's an amazing ride, and it's not as bad as you thought. So just keep that mindset. Like, if we hold fear, then it's just going to hold us back from growing and potential and
there is a saying in Spanish that there is wealth hidden behind fear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I've just gotten to the, it's so funny because we've talked about this between us and Muddy knows. I am at this point in my life, I am afraid of heights. Now you're looking at a guy that I have repelled. When I trained to be a firefighter, they put a 32-foot extension ladder up and they quarter it. So with ropes, you got to climb up it. You have to go across it. You got to put a leg in and lock in and lay back. And I did all that stuff.
Sounds
now
fun.
It's scary. It scares the heck out of me just to get up on the roof, but I'm working on it. And some days are better than other days.
But we'll have to work on it more.
It's being cautious in our old age, I would say.
Well, there's one thing about being cautious, but also like you got to get out and do things, because you guys know my backstory with being injured pretty severely and not taking my life for granted and going, okay, you know what? This is things I'm going to do. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to experience stuff. I'm going to live it. It doesn't always have to be adrenaline junkie stuff. It can just be, just anything unusual. Or I even thought about buying drums. I want to learn to play some more like Celtic type drums. I'm like, what?
So cool.
Let's just do it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Just get it.
That's me and Pumpkin Girl's outlook. I mean, we've held back a lot during our lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to say, what the heck?
And we don't have a lot of time left either. I mean, I know let's look at the quokka and think happy thoughts, but
exactly.
We are getting longer in the tooth. So yeah.
See, Muddy, and we'll get Doc to play the tambourines.
Yeah.
Which ones are the tambourines? Are those that one, or are they
this would be a
oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or you could play the conga.
Maracas.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
As long as you say boom, chicka boom, 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 chicka boom.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. That's what I was
saying. And I'll sit on the sideline going, cool, baby. Cool, baby.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun on the 10th. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Lisette is gonna bring one of her friends. He is sensitive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into his gifts and whatnot. He's still fearful, but we all started off that way. At least some of us did, and yeah.
You know what? If we can, let's record some things and maybe we can post some of the findings on your show or.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds great.
We do plan on going live. So be prepared for that. And I think I think we're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna put on makeup myself. I will shave my back. I'll be good.
Yeah, back.
Not me. I'll just braid mine.
You're gonna braid your back hair again?
Yeah,
exactly. Susie, is there anything you want to pimp? Do you want to pimp your show?
Yeah, sure. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok under Intuitive Taurus Moon. I do I should be back this week after my whole kerfuffle, posting readings and and going live and answering your questions and stuff like that. But I'm also branching out. If you are interested in personal readings, but also if you are interested in any life coaching, I've got a lot of experience under my belt. So whatever anybody needs, just hit me up. That'd be awesome.
Reach out in the comments and we'd be happy to provide any type of contacts, or we would provide her contacts in the comments as well.
Exactly. And you know, the funny thing is, and I'm here to tell you, and Doc will tell you the same thing. Be careful what you ask, because she's going to tell you what's up. You're going to have to bring your own Kleenex.
It's not just that. The universe will tell me to tell you something. And if I don't, I get in trouble. So whether you want to hear it or not, sometimes it has to come out. Sorry.
Awesome. And Muddy's going to put the your socials in the comments. Doc,
thank you.
Excuse me, Doc, we're at that time, buddy. You want to go ahead and take us home?
Absolutely. Remember, everybody out there, like, subscribe, comment. The show is so much funner when everybody is participating, asking questions, and enjoying. Treat everybody with kindness and love. Remember, kindness and love is what is expected, and what we give is what we get.
Exactly. If you're looking at that guy in the mirror and he looks right back at you, you're doing a good job.
Amen.
If you look at that guy in the mirror and he kind of winces, you might need to do some inner work. All I could say is be good humans. We appreciate you, Susie, coming on. You're always a kick in the butt, and figuratively and in my head. So,
sorry.
Don't be. Are you kidding? But yeah, we do appreciate you coming on, and thank you so much, Doc. You and Pumpkin Girl, you guys have a great time.
Yes.
And you guys continue celebrating my birthday, and have a beer for me or whatever you want to partake in. But we do appreciate you guys, and there you go. Always on a budget. Anybody out there, you know, like Doc said, please like and subscribe. We enjoy this stuff. We wouldn't come to you. We start on one topic and go 180 ounce. So if there's something you want us to talk about, hit us. So we do appreciate you guys. Again, Susie, thank you so much. Doc, keeping it real. And Muddy, I think it's time to go. See you guys.